Okay, this question says the Taylor series for sine of x about x equals 0. By the way, that's also known as a Maclaurin series. Just a little vocab info. If it's centered at 0, it's also known as a Maclaurin series. So they told us the one for sine. And then they said if f is a function such that f prime of x is equal to sine of x squared, then the coefficient of x to the 7th in the Taylor series for f of x about x equals 0 is. Okay, so let's write down this fact here. So we know f prime of x is equal to sine of x squared. And so since sine of x squared, since sine of x has this representation for its Taylor series centered at x equals 0, then I can write this. So like I'm gonna write the Taylor series for sine of x squared, except I'm gonna put an for sine of x, I'm gonna put an x squared in all these locations. And so that'll look like this. So rather than x, it's gonna be x squared. Rather than x cubed, it's x squared cubed over 3 factorial plus x squared to the 5th over 5 factorial. Okay, so again, notice I just use a little substitution here. Okay, so that's f prime. We're asked for the coefficient, right? The coefficient of x to the 7th for the series for f of x. So like let's kind of simplify this a little bit. This is x squared. This is x to the 6th. Oops, let's write a little better. X to the 6th divided by 3 factorial. This is x to the 10th divided by 5 factorial. So like here's the thing. We have to think in reverse. We got to take an antiderivative. I'm going to take an antiderivative here to figure out what we're looking for. And the thing is, we don't really need to do every term, because if we're looking for the coefficient of the x to the 7th term, just think about undoing the power rule. If I undo the power rule, the term that becomes the degree 7th term is this one, right? This one right here. So like, I mean, off to the side, write it as negative 1 over 3 factorial x to the 6th. To take that antiderivative, you add 1 to the exponent. And then you kind of have to cancel out, right? So you have to divide by that 7 so that if you were to go in this direction, you would get this again, right? Dividing by that 7 is important. And so there it is. This is the coefficient now, right? So that term lives there. I don't need to write it because we're about to answer the question. But the coefficient is that. So that would be negative 1 over 3 factorial 6. 6 times 7 is 42. So it should be negative 1 over 42, which I see is answer choice D.